All right, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope that you are doing well. Doing well. Welcome to Sunday Night Live with yours truly, DMP Speaks. I'm so glad to be in front of you on the Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon. So let me make this real quick and make this known to you. So we're not talking about, I don't know what happened to the streaming. It put on last week's information. I do apologize. So we're not doing a part two of 3 ways to increase your self-esteem. We're talking about a whole different kind of topic. My apologies for whatever's been going on with the streaming, but we here live. So what I'm going to do now, if you give me a moment, I'm going to add what we're talking about on today. I do apologize, but I want to make sure that everybody understands and knows what we're talking about. And we're going to get this situated as soon as I get off of this streaming live tonight and get all of this situated, because this should not have happened. But you keep moving. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Trust the person you are. So you know me as a speaker, you know me as the family coach, the family restoration specialist, but I'm also a Christian, board certified Christian counselor and life coach. So I decided to make Sunday evenings and some other things I'm going to be bringing out, but make Sunday evenings about the individual, the man, the woman, the person, the individual that needs not just motivation, right? Not just inspiration, but this Sunday Night Live is dedicated to you so that you will start focusing on who you need to be. Does that make sense? You'll focus on who you need to be at all times. So I want you to focus on that today. I want you to trust the person that you are. And that's what we're going to talk about today for just a few moments. I need you guys to do me a favor. Please share this with someone, because I want somebody to know today you might have been wavering back and forth about who you are, who you need to be, kind of questioning who you are, questioning who you want to become. I want you to start trusting the person that you are. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to jump right into this. See, and I wrote this down. We don't look at ourselves as great individuals. People don't trust themselves. They don't really look at themselves as great individuals. They feel like they're okay, right? And I'm gonna be honest. If I could be honest and be transparent, I used to feel the same way. I used to feel that I was not good enough. I was okay, right? You ever did a negative pep talk with yourself, right? We do pep talks positively. We supposed to, but there are times that I've done a lot of negative self-talk, a lot of negative self pep talk that I'll say. And I literally told myself, you're okay. You're not better than this person. You're okay. You're not as good as that person. But see, when I was doing that, I was not only putting myself down, but I was putting my future self down, because I did not trust who I was. And not only did I not trust who I was, I couldn't really get with who I am now. Well, I mean, at that time, I didn't feel that I could trust who I was because I did not know who I was. I was trying to find my identity in women at that time. I was trying to find my identity in church and I couldn't find it. I tried to find my identity in school. I couldn't find it. So I struggled really finding out who I am. And there's somebody out there today. You're popular. You know a lot of people. People know you. But do you even believe that who you are is a good person? I mean, seriously, do you believe that? Do you believe that in your heart of hearts? I also wrote some things down. So if you see me go back and forth to my phone, it's just because I want to be able to get this stuff out of my system to give this to you. I said, we don't trust the person that's inside of us because we're so focused on others and what they believe we are and who we are. And that is a true statement. We are so fixated on what other people might say about us, what they have said to us, and we start believing it, and we would start taking what they have said about us and started applying it to our lives. So if they said that we're not good enough, a lot of times, unvocally, not even consciously thinking, we start to believe those things, what that person has said about us. And 9 times out of 10, they're lying. But we took it as the truth because we didn't know any better. Nobody counteracted and nobody contradict that person on what they said to you. They never said that that's not true. You are somebody. You are somebody special. You are supposed to be loved. You are supposed to be cared for. You are also supposed to be respected and honored. But nobody told you that. So you started to believe what they said. You started to believe the lies. You've been in relationships. You started to believe the lie. I'm talking about women and men. Man, that woman told you that you were not good enough. You were too nice. You were too easy. Women, somebody told you you weren't pretty enough, right? You didn't have all the attributes that they were looking for. So you weren't worried. You were a waste of their time. I was trying to say something else, but you were a waste of their time. And you believed them. You believed them. I'll say it again. You believed them. Why did you believe them? Because nobody told you the opposite. Nobody told you what they said was lie. Where am I going with all of this? The topic is trust the person that you are. Sometimes we don't trust who we are because we don't know who we are. And we're trying to find, as they say, trying to find love in all the wrong places. Well, we've been trying to find ourselves in the wrong places. We've been looking here and we've been looking there, and we still can't find who we are. We can't find our identity. We try to find our identity in a woman. We try to find our identity in a man. We try to find our identity in our job. We try to find our identity in our family. We still don't know who we are. We try to find our identity in our close friends. Still don't know who we are. But you got to start trusting the person. How would you start to trust that person that's in you? Well, sometimes you got to take some time for yourself. And you got to start searching yourself. You got to start searching who you are, not what everybody else say, but who are you? Start trusting the person that's inside of you. To trust the person that you are. Because everything that you have inside of you right now, that's all you need. But if you haven't pulled it out and utilized it, if you haven't pulled out that greatness that's inside of you, how can anybody else be able to see it? Does that make sense? How can anybody else be able to see that if this is all that you have and you are not utilizing it, right? See, you have to be able to trust the you that's inside of you. I'm going to say that again. You have to trust the you inside of you. When are you going to start trusting the you that's inside of you? Let me ask you a question. When is the last time you turned the TV off, you turned the phone off, and you put your music on or whatever that you do to relax yourself, and you started to really get in tune with who you are, who God has made you to be? But when we don't do that, when we don't make time to really investigate who we really are in this world, man, we lose time. And we lose time that is so valuable that sometimes we can't even get that time back. And some of you have wasted time unbeknownst to you because you thought what they said was true. You thought what you said to yourself was true. But baby, that was wrong. You have said so many negative things to yourself. You literally started to believe the lies. You start to believe the lies that you said to yourself. And you wonder why you're so low. You wonder why you don't have no self-esteem, right? You have nothing to sometimes look forward to. You just go to work and you come home. You go to work and you come home and you're miserable every day. Why? Because you haven't trusted you that's inside of you. See, we got to trust who we are and lead with that trust. Now you might say, well, how am I supposed to do that? I don't know how to do that, DMP Speaks. Sometimes you got, like I said, you got to turn the TV off. You got to turn the phone off. You got to shut the world off for just a moment and have some quiet time. Shh. Have some quiet time to yourself to get to know you better. Sometimes it's time to take the mental training wheels. I can remember, I'll be honest, I was kind of always a big guy, big boy, big man now, right? And I remember having these training wheels on my bike. Now I could never ride unless I had those training bikes on. And I remember my father tried, he took them off and he thought I was ready. And I told him I was ready, but I didn't trust the person that I was, and I failed. I fell so hard. And if I could be honest, I never got back on that bike until later on because I didn't trust the person that I was. I didn't trust that I had enough of knowledge, understanding in that area to get back on that bike. But when I started to trust who I was, that I could get on that bike and pedal, no matter how much weight I had, I could get back on that bike. And I started pedaling because I started to trust the person that I was. I learned enough to trust what I had inside of me to get me back on that bike so that I can ride. Some of you got off the bike. You've been on training wheels and mentally. You've been on training wheels emotionally. You've been on training wheels relationally. You have put yourself, you've stopped living and you started living less. I made that up. Living less. You're living beneath, not your means, but your needs for emotional stability, right? And we have to be able to fix that. So what I'm saying is, you have to be able to trust the person that you are. It's time to take the mental brakes off, those training wheels. You got to start to believe in who you are and stop believing in the lies that you have told yourself. I'll say it again, stop believing in the lies that somebody told you, but especially the lies that you have told yourself, that you are never good enough, that you will never be enough, because you are. You are doggone it that good. I know that sounds so country because it is. You're doggone it that good. But you have to believe that. Trust the person that you are. Don't keep allowing yourself to believe the lies that you keep telling yourself. Come on, somebody. You keep putting your life on hold for what? You keep putting your happiness on hold for what? You keep putting your future self on hold for what? To appease somebody else, to please somebody else? Don't you want to live better? Don't you want better for yourself? Don't you want to have a clearer mind about you? Don't you want to love yourself a lot more? Don't you want to appreciate who you are? And if you do, this is the time to say, I'm going to start trusting me. I don't put my trust in everybody else. Most of all, you got to put your trust in God first and foremost. But when you start to put your trust in God and believe everything that He has placed inside of you wasn't a mistake, because you're not a mistake. Let me make that very, very clear. Let me look in this camera, this streaming camera. You are not a mistake. You are supposed to be here. You are supposed to be here. You are not a mistake. I don't care if somebody told you that you are not a mistake. You are supposed to be here. And because you're supposed to be here, you got to trust the person that you are. Guys, thank you so much for your time. Again, I apologize for all the streaming difficulties tonight, but I'm hoping that this session, tonight's Sunday Night Live, gave you some hope, and not only hope, but to start making some adjustments in your life, to start to trust who you are, trust the person that you are, because in God's eyes and what I see and what I feel and I believe, that you are about to change your life around, and it's about to be the best life that you've ever had. Catch me next week for Sunday Night Live, Super Bowl edition at 6 p.m. Catch me tomorrow, family. My family members, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Family Morning Transformation. Peace.